We're working on a Pontiac Sunfire. Customer has some issue with the wheel bearings, possibly the brakes. So we do have an ABS light, track off light. So we'll get set up and scan it first and see which wheel is throwing the ABS code. Alright, so we drove the Sunfire and we've got a left front excessive wheel speed sensor variation. So we'll take it apart, take the wheels off it, and take a look at the harness and see what might be going on. Maybe it's in the harness, maybe it's in the bearing. It looked like the right rear, I think, was really slow to respond too. And I know there's two new rear wheel bearings in the trunk, but the ABS light come on after we drove it for a little bit, and then we got this code. Alright, so we're pulling the wheels off of this thing. We got the front and the rear wheels removed. This was the one that threw the code. So this doesn't have the typical GM integrated wheel speed sensor in the hub. It's separate here. So, but first, before we go replacing any sensors, we're going to open this loom and take a look at the wires that run to the sensor, because a lot of times these things get crummy and crack and break. We'll look for any corrosion on it anywhere, any rub marks. We'll have to pop these open and get it to that side. I'm trying to get this wheel speed sensor off of here without breaking it, because I'd like to get a look at it before it's broken. So we're going to try and work it back and forth until we can slide it out. See if we can get it out without breaking any of it. So we'll just work it back and forth here until it loosens up some, hopefully. Let's see if we've got anywhere with it. There we go. Okay. We got it out, and it doesn't seem to be. There's a lot of rust stuck to it. And there's a whole bunch of rust right here on the end of it. I don't see any like cracks in it or anything. But this is where the fault was, so it's either here or it's in the harness. The tone ring looks like it's okay, so I know sometimes these crack, but I don't see any cracks in the tone ring, so we're gonna go for the wheel speed sensor and maybe the harness. We'll probably change the other one too. Alright, jump up here to this one, maybe. Alright. Yep, pads are shot for sure. There's no brake pad left. So we'll get these old pads off of here.
Hopefully these won't be as...
That one's pretty well shot. I didn't have one more mile left on it. So we'll hang this up on the strut and pull this rotor off. Get another look at the tone ring here. It looks okay. No, there's a real slap in the wheel ring or anything. When somebody put this brakes on it before, they twisted this caliper around, and now it's all knotted up. So that's not good. Here's our shoes in the back. The wheel bearings feel okay, and we didn't have any codes for the rear wheel bearings, but I guess we can talk to the customer, see if they want to put shoes on it. This one's a little worn on that side. So we'll pull the other drum off and have a look, make sure nothing's leaking. This drum isn't coming off without a whole bunch of force, so we're going to heat it up. Wiggling now. try not to bend the backing plate as we go. There we go. So that ridge right there, that rusty ridge, that's what we were trying to climb over. Once we got it loose from the hub. That wheel bearing's bad.
Good thing we got him.
Yeah, if you get a noise like that, just spinning it in your hand, that gritty kind of noise with the whole weight of the car on it, it's really gonna get noisy going on the road. So this wheel bearing is bad.
That means we're gonna need.
We have wheel bearings in the trunk that they bought for it. We'll have to make sure they're the right ones. And then it's got these slotted holes in the hub to go through and remove it. But I think we might have to, it might clear, but we might have to remove all the brake components, which if we put shoes on it, we probably want to anyway. And then we'll have to clean up these drums. All right, so the whole backing plate came with it, of course. We gotta get that one. That's probably the only thing that's holding us. We don't want to torque too much on this brake line. So I think we'll feed this through this way. All right. Now, there goes the shoes. There goes the shoes. All right, there we go. We're just gonna snug these until they're all snugged up, and then we'll tighten them. And then we'll come down to this one, and then we'll go through and hammer down. Okay. Wheel bearing is installed. We gotta wait on brake shoes, and we'll button this back up. So we'll just press this piston in. Normally always use a C-clamp, but I figured it was about time to get one of these, and it is way faster. So it's like $40. It's a Lyle brand. It does the job. Try and get the majority of the rust and stuff off. This is a made in Germany. Otteller Coops. I'm not sure how to pronounce it here, but we'll try and get this cleaned up. Get all the rust off it. Put a little dab of disc brake quiet on the inside of these. Get this slid in here. Maybe. Okay. All right. Enough. We'll put some on these tabs here. Try and keep this squeaking to a minimum. We'll put some anti-seize on these pins. Don't need a whole bunch, but well, before we tighten that all the way, we better get this bottom one going. Okay. Okay. That one's good. All right, we got the Sunfire done. We got new front brakes, rear wheel bearing, and that new driver's side speed sensor. So it's complete.